Chapter 48 Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Farmer woke at around 7 o'clock as normal, stretching and yawning as he looked out the bedroom window at the day ahead. As usual, all looked good in the world. The sun was shining, the skies mostly blue, and there had been enough rain to keep things green and healthy. After dressing, Farmer moved downstairs. Graham and Bouncer had only been gone a couple of weeks. He wasn't so much as lonely, more like he was just missing them, and he was desperate to know they were safe. Deciding a cup of tea was the best course of action for multiple reasons. Farmer put the kettle on and toasted some bread. As he sipped his tea and munched on the toast, he looked up the ridge above the farmyard and saw a large number of rabbits milling around. They weren't really hurting anything, just hopping around and nibbling, but rabbits are renowned for their breeding, and these looked to be keeping up appearances. One female rabbit can produce as many as 36 babies a year, so if left unchecked they would rapidly represent one more problem for Farmer. Having not a lot on today, Farmer decided that after breakfast he would sort the problem out. The bonus was he'd have some pocket money from the butcher in town when he dropped the rabbits off later, and judging by the number he would be doing quite well. Grabbing his shotgun and a box of cartridges, Farmer headed out. It wouldn't take long, but if he managed just 10 rabbits that would at least slow them down a little. An hour later the 12 rabbits he'd shot were in a bag and Farmer was on his way into town to collect his bounty. The butcher was always eager to get fresh rabbits on sale, and it was more than likely they would all be sold before Farmer had returned home. Turning into his driveway, Farmer had to brake quickly to make way for the postman, who was as usual, traveling at near light speed in the bright red van, which should really have been blue, based on Doppler's shift. "Always in a rush, that one," said Farmer to himself. Parking the MG in the garage, Farmer realized he had left his shotgun in the car. Scalding himself for being so stupid, he picked up the shotgun and headed for the house, with it slung over his arm. As he shut the garage door, he heard a vehicle rolling to a stop. Expecting no visitors and knowing it wasn't the postman, he turned to welcome the stranger. When he turned, it was not a stranger he saw but a familiar-looking Land Rover with a person sat in the passenger seat. "Graham? Is that you? What are you doing home? I thought you were busy with Deli and those Sepulchre boys." "I'm good, thank you. We just popped back to say hi," replied the person as he stepped out. Farmer fought the wish for this to be Graham and Bouncer and faced the reality that someone was trying to impersonate his boys. But why? "Where's Bouncer, Graham?" asked Farmer, testing the water. "I'm here, silly," replied the Land Rover. "Why are you a Land Rover, Bouncer?" asked Farmer. Graham looked at Bouncer, then at Farmer. "Okay, so I guess we got that wrong then." Quick as a flash, Farmer pulled his shotgun level and closed the barrels. With 2 shells in the breech, he would have 2 chances to express his upset. It wouldn't kill them at this distance, but he would definitely scare them. As the first shot rattled across the wing of the Land Rover, the person scrambled back in, and the vehicle shot off, heading straight up the track to the ridge line. "If I catch up with you, you're both done for," shouted Farmer as the Land Rover disappeared. Without Graham or Bouncer, Farmer had no way to take chase. He just hoped his shot across the bows had been sufficient to scare them off.